Welcome back to another FCB podcast with myself, the fat centre back, Ian, the Imi Arden, Luke Pearson, who you see in the last podcast, but he's forgot his laptop, so he's now orange again. And then we've got the fat man from New Zealand, who's ready to cause absolute murder with his picks. But I'm not hosting today, so I'll leave you in the capable hands of Ian, Imi Harden. Let's go.
Right then, so I've got all the picks here. You don't have a clue what's going on. We've asked 10 people who we know, majority are Liverpool fans, to give us our top 10 all time. We do have a couple of Everton fans. Luke being an Everton fan, Bulba being an Everton fan, me and Sean Liverpool fans, obviously. He's repping his little Liverpool top, which he paid £5 for.
Good old man wearing Liverpool top, yeah, but we'll carry on.
Alright. Let's get straight into it then. So, I think 23 players were mentioned.
I was getting a count on there.
Yeah,
What's this all in all?
Yeah, so overall we've had 23 players have been mentioned, and then it's been put into a point system. So that just shows how close it is for a top 10 all-time Premier League players. But in 19th, only one person put him in his team, and they put him at 10th. It's Virgil van Dijk.
No comments. No comments. Like, literally no comments. Who picked that? Carl. Carl.
Centre-back's better than him.
Is that Carl?
Yeah, Carl.
We're already off to a
See why he picked him. I can see why he picked him, because when Van Dijk's come to Liverpool, he's been such a dominant player. Like, he really has been outstanding. But, I mean, I love Van Dijk with all my heart, but I don't think he's a top 10 player. Like, I just can't see it.
No chance.
I mean, give him a couple more years. He wins. If he wins another Prem or two, then yeah, fair enough. We can look at him, but you can't put him in and then not be looking at Terry, Ferdinand. Mainly Terry and Ferdinand, to be honest.
Even Vidic was dominant at his time.
Isn't it? It's got to be Vidic, Terry, Ferdinand. I mean, Terry and Ferdinand especially, because how long they played the Prem for, but
Tony Adams.
What about Sylvain Distin? You need to have a shout there.
Golden oldie and me.
But I can see why he's put him in, because I feel like Carl's one of the... Well, I feel like Carl's one of the people who only started watching football like
2 years ago.
But from maybe 2008 onwards.
Why? What was it?
When I rediscovered him, lad, he's building computers in his bedroom before I met him again.
I think he was collecting eggs as well.
Right, so no one agrees with Van Dijk being in the top 10 then.
No.
So
I can see why he's picked him, but I just can't. I just don't think he deserves to be there.
Ultimately, that's bias. I mean, I can see. He's obviously the best defender centre back in the world right now, so I can see what's going through his head. But if he weren't a Liverpool fan, he weren't getting picked. That's fact, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think I can understand how good he is. I can see how good he is. But if you've got him in your team, in your top 10, and you don't have Ferdinand or Terry in there, then there's a problem, which we'll find out whether he does or he doesn't. But if you're having him in there as your defender, the other two have got to be in.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree.
Alright, in 18th, it's another centre-back. Only one person had him in his top 10, and he had him at 9th. That's Rio Ferdinand.
It was a close call. Close call. He was.
I'd still say if you're going to pick a centre-back, it's got to be JT, but I'd say Ferdinand's a more realistic shout than Van Dijk, just because the number of years he was at a top level and the amount he won. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue too much against the Ferdinand one, but...
Surprised.
I mean, if you're looking for pure class as a centre-back, Ferdinand was literally the pinnacle of defence, because he had everything. He was pace, powerful, he could pass the ball. Like, he was the best version of a defender in my eyes. Like, John Terry was pure power and great defending, but Ferdinand he wasn't that stylistic English player. You know what I mean? Like, he literally had it all.
If you think of Ferdinand, you're thinking of, like, that's when you're thinking of Van Dijk. Like, that's who I'm comparing. I wouldn't compare Van Dijk to Terry, for instance. I'm comparing them to Ferdinand.
a ball carrier.
Take the ball off the fence, basically, where they can get on the ball and run into midfield with it.
A ball carrier that can find the pass.
Oh, shit, versions
Yeah,
of
I
John
agree.
Stones, basically.
But to have him in your top 10, it's hard for defenders, as we'll probably notice throughout this list. It's hard to compare them to the people who are scoring
People get
goals.
excited by Flair, don't they? So it's going to
But
be...
to be fair, in my list, there's no defenders, and I did toy with the idea because in the top 10 of all time, there's got to be a defender in there just through what he done. But I've just gone for favouritism and the players who I thought were the best footballers, I suppose, and had the most impact. And I think it's hard to pick a defender who had the most impact when attackers always do that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But let's move on because we want to get to the top 10 as fast as possible.
Who had Rio?
Hugan. Lee Hugan had him 9th.
Yeah.
That's the only mention of Rio Ferdinand. No one else has mentioned him.
Surprise.
In 17th, 2 people have mentioned him. He's got 4 points total. Someone had him 8th, and someone had him at 10th.
I know that's going to be.
Go on.
Suarez.
No. Didier Drogba.
Oh, gee.
I'll say now, I had him at 8th because I thought for them 2 seasons, he was unplayable. He was absolutely unplayable when he scored, 31 goals or something? Or was it 28, 30 goals? I can't remember. But I just know he was absolutely unplayable. Like, you couldn't get near him. He was the definition of pace and power. Like, he used to shrug off anyone with complete ease. His skill was unbelievable. I think he's one of the best strikers the Premier's ever seen, to be honest.
Arguably the biggest game player in our lifetime, as in finals wise. What's his record at Wembley? It was like 10-10 or something at Wembley, was it? Champions League final, obviously got them back in the Champions League final, didn't he? He was a big game player, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have him myself. Obviously he's an excellent player, but for me, I think there's better than him. And I also am someone who likes midfielders more than strikers when it comes to my top 10. But yeah, he's an excellent player. He was unplayable, like you said. He got 29 league goals in 2009-2010 season. He won 4 Premier Leagues, 5 Premier Leagues.
No, I don't think it was that many. I think Lampard
it was
won 3 or 4, so it must be 3.
No, he won 4. He won 4.
Was he? Yeah.
4 Premier Leagues, 4 FA Cups, 3 League Cups.
Which he scored the winning pen and header.
Yeah. He goes under the radar because he's not one of those players that gets you off your seat.
I think he did. Look at the goal he scored. Was it against Hughes, the chest down and the volley on the turn?
It's quality, that one, like.
I mean, that's like the best strikers in the world level of football. Like, for his size, he was 6'3", and then he had a touch on him like Messi. Do you know what I mean? He could bring the ball down from anything. The ball come out of a pace, he could just deftly touch it. I mean, I hated him when he played for.
As well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, man. I think he was like, for them couple of years. I think he was unplayable to a level where no defender on earth could have ever managed him.
Yeah, he had the moments of like that kind of stuff, but like most of his goals came around the penalty area, which is just a striker. I mean, he doesn't get you off your feet that many times. He'll do a worldie every now and then, but his goals come in around the box, don't they?
I mean, I think for me as well, the reason I didn't have him in is he was in that gap where I kind of stopped watching as much football. Like, that's when he was at his prime, like 2009. 2010, 11. Like, I just.
What years did you watch it
then? Same as Carl.
Yeah.
He watched it. I think Ian watched it between 2004 and 2005. That was it.
No, early 2000s, and then probably after like 2014, 15. I just had a gap where I just stopped really watching that much football.
Yeah, it's hard to watch it upside down in your bedroom.
Exactly, I was addicted to gaming, but you know, there we go.
Who else put Drogba in? Put him in?
Gaza had him at 10th.
I know Gaza loves him, like he said before, and he's Drogba's quality, so yeah, I can see that.
In 16th, one person had him, and he's on the desk. And for one person to have him and be above another 3 players, you know he's pretty high. Luke had him.
Hazard.
And he had him at 5th, and that was David Silva.
Hey, that's a good shout.
David
That's a very
Silva?
good shout.
No.
Yeah.
What?
No one
I'm
else had him.
surprised by that one.
To
No
be
one's
fair,
picked Silva.
I did toy with it, but he probably does deserve to be on there. But I did go for favouritism in my list as well. But I mean, I fully agree with anyone who put Silver up there. Like,
He was quality Silva, mate. Absolutely quality.
Bulbet shaking his head.
No, Silver is quality.
Yeah,
It's just so hard. Like, it is so hard. There's so many players that deserve to
Yeah.
be on the list, and like,
Yeah.
David Silver didn't even come into my head.
Oh,
Really?
Luke, you need to make a case for him because you're the only one who put him in. So
Yeah.
I don't think we all
He
think
was
he's good. But
absolutely majestic football player. He could control. He's just like Iniesta for me. Just not as good as Iniesta, but Iniesta was obviously one of the best centre mids ever played. But he was like the Premier League version of Iniesta. He could do anything. His touch, close controls, playmaking is unreal. One of the best midfielders you've ever seen in the Premier League, 100%.
fair, it's arguable as well that during City's transition from a nearly club or an up and coming club to the world class team, he was the most pivotal player in that.
Exactly.
He was the guy.
They bought, weren't he? And he went from making them like do team when he first started trying to get top four to Premier League champions multiple times, and he was still one of the best players. He left them a couple of years ago when he was like 33, 34, still one of the best players. So I think he 100% needs to be in there.
It's a good shout. I can't argue it. Like,
Yeah.
for me, I prefer Yaya Toure over him. But obviously, he was unbelievable.
Different midfielders, and it's different what you want, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, he won 4 leagues. He won a World Cup, 2 Euros. You can't really argue against it. It's just hard to fit everyone in. This is probably the hardest list we'll ever do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you could have done a top 20 really, and even still players are getting missed out.
Yeah,
So trying to fit it into a top 10, it's tough, you know.
Love to have seen how many Liverpool players would have got mentioned if we did a top 20. There's a lot of bias in this list.
I look like Kamara and everything, mate.
Bruno Shadu. The next is on.
Bruno Shadu, right?
Alright, the next 2 are level for 15th. So we'll talk about the first one first, who's joined 15th. 2 people had him in, Alex and Carl, and that is Yaya Toure.
Yeah,
Carl had him at 7th, I think, and Alex also had him at 7th.
To be fair, I can see why he's in there. Again, you know, he at his prime, again, he was unplayable. He had, 6'3", 6'4". He was fast. He had loads of skill. He could whip a ball in. He was box to box. He was the perfect footballer in a way. So I can't see again why he's in there.
He reminded me a bit like Steve G, the way he played. He could do everything. He could tackle, he could run, he could shoot, get forward, get back. He could do everything, and he was that was a season when he got like 20 odd goals or something, and he just popped off. He was unreal, like best midfielder in the world at that one time, that one season.
But just don't forget his birthday,
agree.
because he'll start crying.
You see me, he put something about that today, didn't he? He was fuming that people are going about the cake. I never asked for a cake once.
No, to fair, yeah, it was quality, wasn't he? The gallop on him, it was unbelievable.
Golo. Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, I mean, not many people come close to Stevie when it comes to like a box-to-box, strength, power, goals, talent, but if there's anyone who came close in the Premier era, it was probably him.
Yeah, I agree.
Because even like Lampard's goals, they couldn't do what Gerrard could do. They couldn't all get back and tackle. They couldn't do everything. But yeah, you could probably have stuck him anywhere on the pitch and he'd do a great job.
100%.
Level with him, again, only 2 people had them. One, Bulbed had him in 10th, and Liam had him in 5th? 6th. Liam had him in 6th, and...
That's high up, that's high up. In 10th.
So, that's Eric Cantona.
For my time. I know I obviously have videos, but I never watched him play live. I can't. I know obviously I've seen videos, seen his goals, seen stuff, but I can't put him in my top 10 because I didn't see him play before my time. I was going to say at the end of this though, if like you say honourable mentions and all that, if I could like obviously say if I was around this time, I probably would have been in my top 10 because I love players like him. But I can't put him in, man, because I didn't see him play.
Yeah, I put him in for 4 out of 5 seasons. He was 20 plus goals and just literally just took the United team to another level and was winning trophy after trophy with them. Basically put them back on the map, basically, because once the Prem started and they got Cantona in, he was just unbelievable. Literally, he had that bit of fight about him as well. Goals,
Yeah, he kicked the fan,
kicked the fan.
Yeah, the fans know about that, to be honest, when he's kicking them.
But yeah, he had a bit of everything, didn't he? And
he was quality.
Lucky enough,
I think for impact, when Ferguson brought him in, he clearly needed that type of game winner, and then obviously when Cantona come in, he won the league for them, and I think that's why United fans love him so much. And then he reproduced that for, as you say, both 4 more seasons. So I think for impact, it definitely got to be up there. But again, as Luke was saying, it bit before my time, so I can't really comment on the impact as I didn't see it firsthand.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I didn't put him in, but I remember bits. But yeah, I think he won 4 times, and it probably would have been a 5th, but I think he was banned for the 5th season, wasn't he, after kicking the fan?
Yeah.
And he didn't win it that season.
So
that's when he went into the UFC for 6 months, wasn't it?
he created it.
Okay, went somewhere. Should have went to jail.
But yeah, at least someone else picked him along with me. But yeah, for 4 seasons, he had 20 plus goals from midfield.
I actually didn't know that.
It was good goal.
Didn't he retire like 31 as well? Like properly.
Yeah, he was young, really young. Yeah.
Wanted to do
He didn't go to anyone else after United, did he?
No, he retired.
Oh, he
He
retired,
retired at like 31, 32, something like that.
Wanted to get on the ice.
Well, he had that mad speech, didn't he, where he's like, when the
31.
seagulls follow the trawler
Yeah.
out to get the fish. What are you talking about, man? Proper cryptic fucking comments, like.
Alright, next 14th, 2 players joined again. Only one person had them in. That's how high up they had them. We'll start with the first on first, and Luke had him at 4th, as Eden has it.
Unplayable. When he was at his best at Chelsea, unplayable. I know people don't. I always said when he was here, I thought he was amongst the best in the world, and no one seemed to agree with me. But I just think he was unplayable. Yeah, I don't know how long he was at Chelsea for. 5 years, was it? 3 of them years, he was arguably the best player in the Premiership every single year he was here.
7 years he was there.
He was. I want 7, was it? Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll say more than half the time he was here. He was the best player in the Premiership for them half the time. So, and that's why Real Madrid spent £100 million on him. But he's just obviously gone down the shit since being Madrid, hasn't he? But I thought he was unplayable himself. Absolutely unplayable.
I think technical ability, his dribbling was outstanding, but his end product wasn't there to be a top 10 player. I don't think he scored or assisted enough goals to be there. He had 1 or 2 good seasons of doing that, but out of 7 seasons, he wasn't consistent enough for me to be in the top 10. I just don't think he was. Plus, he's always injured.
I just loved his flame, mate. I thought he was unreal. I mean, I'm just looking at his stats now. He's got
That's the same, yeah.
14 goals, then he had a bad season, then he got 16 goals, 12 goals, 16 goals. That's all just in the Prem as well. So I think it's hard to say he didn't really. I mean, so you got 7 seasons, and 5 of them he was hitting over double for 20 goals a season for 5 of them 7 seasons.
But the way I look at it, if you look at an attacker winger, I just compare him to Salah, and I think when Salah's getting almost double his numbers every year, I don't think I'll finish them above him.
I think it's so easy to be a stat man to look at. Because I was saying to Ian and Bulba before, I always thought Mane was better than Salah, but obviously Salah gets more goals and gets more. You look at them two purely stat wise, I think Salah's well better than Mane, but Mane probably does more for the team what Salah does. So Hazard was a bit like that. He was like the match winner for Chelsea for a long time. Because when he joined, he'd just gone past the golden era, hadn't he? Just Lampard was getting on, Terry was getting on, Drogba was coming to the end. Because he signed Hazard just after he won the Champions League, didn't he? Because I remember him saying he's picked the European champions, and so he was sort of their main man at a young age, going past all the Drogba and Lampard days, and I thought he was quality.
I mean, there's no denying how good he was. Compared to Salah, I think isn't right. I mean, he used to come deep, get the ball, take on people, but to say, I was also under the impression he didn't produce that much, but looking at the stats, he definitely scored more than I thought he scored.
Same.
He's definitely there and thereabouts, there's no doubt about it. but I think to have him fourth and above some of the players that he has to go above to be in fourth is a bit...
It comes down to personal preference, though, doesn't it? My kind of player is someone like him who can dribble, beat a man. That's what. If I'm going a game like where some people like love to see like a slide tackle, or some people want to see a great ball, I want to see a player getting the ball and fucking nutmeg someone and put it past them. That's what I want to see. And he was the epitome of getting the ball and skinning out for a long part of when he was here.
I mean, I get it, but as much as personal preference and stuff and what you like, if I put N'Golo Kante as the number 1 pick, I'm wrong. So you can still be wrong, even though it's personal preference.
That's what this list is, isn't it?
It is. That's why we're discussing it. But for me, I just think he's a little bit too high. And the other two are probably in a bit of an agreement there. And I think fourth is just too high.
Yeah. I mean, I could see maybe for the 10th or something, like, at a push. But again, I'm looking at my own list now, and there's just so many better players who've done it for longer in my eyes. Like,
but I would also say I think Hazard would have had more appearances in this top 10 if it wasn't majority Liverpool fans.
I agree.
Because, let's be honest, we just don't like Chelsea.
I agree 100%.
I think they're a very swell club with great fans.
That punching dog on the table trying to say.
The dog's just staring at me now.
Alright, in the same position, 14th, the next player, Alex, is the only person to have him in. It was surprising because he was pushing man. He was very close. But Alex had him at 4th again. Is Roy Keane?
Nah.
I mean, he was a great captain, but fourth.
Lad, he's a dog. He's an absolute dog. That's all described Roy Keane as a footballer. He was a dog. If you needed someone to get involved with scrap or get the crowd going and nail someone, Roy Keane's your man. But anything other than that, mate, Roy Keane's just a dog.
Roy Keane couldn't play football in 2022. We can just say that. There's just no chance he wouldn't be.
He'd be banned,
yeah. He'd have to change his game and then he wouldn't be the same player, would he?
I think he should be top 10 best speaker on Spy Sports. I love the way he talks to me. You don't even know what you were talking about, Johnny. They just, the way he goes high pitched, you don't even know what you're saying, Gary.
The thing is, he's a better pundit than he was a footballer.
I mean, I don't agree with that. I think, obviously, to be at United as long as he was, to captain Man United for, 10 years or whatever, to win Champions Leagues, multiple Premier Leagues, I don't think he was as technically gifted as other people, but he'd done his job, and he'd done his job amazingly well to stay a pin in United team for, I don't know, 10 years, whatever it was.
Phil Neville stayed United team for fucking 10 years.
I can't disagree with him being into people's top 10, to be fair. I think fourth's high, but if someone said to me Roy Keane top 10, I wouldn't say no, he's not.
But I also think to sit here and say that he couldn't play football in this day and age, like, yeah, okay, looking at it, he couldn't, but you don't know, maybe he could adapt, maybe, like, he was at United, he's not a bad footballer, surely he can adapt, like, I don't know, but for me, he was definitely pushing it, and I think it's fair to have him in, but again, same as Hazard, for me, too high.
Yeah.
I think if you're looking at someone who has an impact, I mean, the fact that him and Ferguson didn't even get on, and Ferguson used to just leave the dressing room up to Keane, that says a lot about his personality.
About the stories that come up where I was seeing one day where Teddy Sheringham joined United, and he turned up his first day in a red Ferrari, and Roy Keane said, "Fuck off back to London in your red Ferrari."
You had a fight with Schmeichel or something, didn't he?
Yeah,
didn't even know.
Yeah, fight with Schmeichel, yeah.
You got bevied in a fight in the hallway or something like that, he said. But yeah, if he's going to get in, he's going to be scraping 10th. You can't put him 4th. The list is too good.
Nah.
The list is too good for Roy Keane sitting 4th.
I mean, I agree, and to be honest with you, right, I doubt anyone's got him now because I think he's gone past the point of getting picked. But if I was going to pick a midfielder from that era, it'd be Patrick Vieira over Roy Keane.
100%.
Oh, look at that face there, that bald eagle then rose. Go on, lad.
Okay, well, going on next, guys.
Paddy Vieira.
Well, about that. There's 3 people, 3 players of Drew for 13th. 4 people had this man. Only I had him out of us 4, and I had him at 10th. Coogan had him at 8th, Mike had him at 10th. And I think that's it. And it's Patrick Vieira.
Yeah, I've just echoed what I've just said. I don't disagree with that at all. Quality player.
Yeah.
In that prime Arsenal era, he was the catalyst of it all, wasn't he? He was the guy. I bet you players hated playing him because he was so good, he was skillful, and he'd kick the shit out of you. He wouldn't be scared of getting stuck in him. And plus, he had just mad skill. He got forward, he linked up. He had everything. He had absolutely everything.
He could do everything Roy Keane does and more.
Yeah,
I agree.
I actually messed up before because I said the person who comes closest to Gerrard is Yaya Toure, but Vieira's right there with them. Like,
Yeah.
Big, powerful, goes forward, come back, could probably play anywhere on the pitch, really. For me, getting in 10th, my 10th, 9th, and 8th picks, it could have been anyone. Like, I honestly had stopped, but my top 7 was nailed. But these 3 coming up for me it could have been anyone, and Vieira for me was he was amazing to watch. One of the best players I enjoyed watching. He won a World Cup. He's in the Premier League Hall of Fame.
Also, Roy Keane as well, memorable. That was prime Premiership era.
Yeah.
Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira scrapping in tunnels, and remember the Ivory days where they stand in a tunnel, not looking at each other, just fuming.
Yeah. And he picked on Guy Neville. He was like, "Pick on me!"
Yeah. You over there, you big loop.
One big stat that Vieira had for me that really made me put him in, because it was just so tight to separate the people that I had, was he was in the PFA Team of the Year 6 years on the spin.
Really? Yeah, I didn't know that.
6 years, back to back. Like, that is unreal. And he's also one of the few that got in the UEFA Team of the Year, I think. Like, I don't think Scholes ever got in the UEFA Team of the Year, like, ever. But yeah, for me, he was amazing.
Yeah, gingers aren't allowed.
You don't take risks.
Alright, next up, again, sharing 13th. 4 people had him, 2 people on the desk. Bulbed, I had him at 9th. Luke had him at 7th. Liam had him at 9th. Luke had him at 8th, Luke had him at 8th. Liam had him at 9th, and Mike had him at 8th as well, and it's John Terry.
John Terry, unbelievable defender, 41 goals. What more can you say? What I mean?
Yeah, captain of a Premier League winning team, 4 or 5 times. Just unreal player. And he was, 10, 15 years in the Premiership, consistently a great defender, unbelievable player.
The lad literally would get kicked in the face on the floor.
Yeah, well, that's not to say that, ball. Like, there's always that meme where he's on the ground and he throws his head at the ball to stop it. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's the epitome of like die-hard defending.
I like all the flair and everything that's in this list. I had to get defender in there. Being a fat centre back, I had to get defender in. And like what he'd done for Chelsea was just unbelievable.
And he was at Chelsea for 19 years in the Premier League. 19. Obviously, there was a year or 2 at the start and a year at the end where he didn't play as much. But say that's 15 consecutive years at one of the best teams in the world at that era. Like, well, domestically.
I was going to put him top. And for one reason only: is Marlowe's the Scouse cock. I hope you're watching this, John. In the mansion. Oh my God.
What was she like?
Well, anyway, a couple of stats for Terry, like a couple of things he won as an individual. He was in the UEFA Team of the Year 4 times. 2005, 2007, 2008, 2009. Got in the FIFA World 11 5 times. PFA Team of the Year 4 times. PFA Player of the Year. You don't get many of them defenders who get Player of the Year. So yeah, it's just a brilliant player, absolutely brilliant.
I made Van Dijk go.
Got all that. I'm not fucking stammer. I have to get it up on my screen.
Want someone.
Right, next up.
We're getting close.
What are we on now? Like what position? Like 7th?
This is still 13th. So 3 players are tied for 13th. Vieira, Terry, and now this guy. 3 people had him in. Only I had him in on the desk. I had him at 6th.
Ooh, quite high that.
Coogan had him at 7th, and Liam had him at 10th. And I'm very, very surprised that Luke didn't have him in, and
Lampard.
Ashley Cole.
I was going to do Ashley Cole, but for the only reason I didn't is because I wanted John Terry in there. And Ashley Cole was the best left back in the world for 5 years straight. Easily the best left back in the world. But as I said, I prefer midfielders / wingers. So, but what I'm trying to say is I only wanted one defender in there because I just needed one. And it was John Terry or Ashley Cole, and I picked John Terry.
We both said the same, didn't we? We were talking about it, saying like if it wasn't Terry, it was Cole.
Yeah, 100%. And I've got no issues with people voting him high because he was quality, absolute quality.
It's the only player that Ronaldo said he hated playing against. You know,
Every
what I mean?
single
You know what I
he
mean?
played against, he could easily mark not the game. He was that good.
Yeah,
Oh, when you're in, like, he's the only defender I've got in, and I had him there. I just think when you talk about Ashley Cole, you're not comparing him to other left backs in the Prem. You're comparing him to fucking Paolo Maldini and Roberto Carlos.
100%.
Like he was that good, and he's one of the only people who's come from the Premier you compare to these players. Like if you're making a world 11 of like all time, he's in the conversation for left back. I mean, obviously Maldini probably gets it night and day.
Yeah,
but
if I'm making a world 11 for like my era, I could probably say Ashley Cole probably be left back because obviously Maldini again was before my time. He was like 36 or something in the 2005 Champions League finals. He was getting on then. He was like a 90s player, weren't he? So Ashley Cole, 100%. He was so good.
Obviously, never seen Julian Lescott run down that wing.
Well, speaking about running down the wing,
sorry,
go ahead. You haven't spoken.
I was going to say Ashley Cole. He was that like first like attacking left back really from in my area from England. Like he could literally mark it out the game, and then he could bomb forward, link up, and then score goals as well.
Yeah, quality player.
Well, that's what I was gonna say as well. Like, there's no one else really who did that. I mean, in the Prem, maybe Patrice Evra was pretty attacking, like he was a quality player as well. But in this day and age now, the way fullbacks go forward and look at Trent get an assist, I honestly think
he could do it right now.
Cole could do that.
Yeah,
and it's a shame he didn't win more. And I think he's another player who could have played in. He could have been at a Real Madrid. He could have been at a Barcelona in those times. Like he was that.
100%.
For me, he was that good. He was that good.
He only won one Premier League at Chelsea. It's mad, that isn't it?
Yeah.
And
he didn't win enough.
And he liked to bring guns to train as well. But you know, that's another story.
All right. So next we have 12th.
Ooh.
3 people had them in. Only Sean had them in on the desk, so he's going to talk first in a sec. But Alex had him 10th, Gaza had him 8th, and Sean had him 10th. And I was extremely close to putting him in, and that's Mo Salah.
I think for me, I mean, again, it's biased, but I think for a one-season wonder to score 120 goals, he's being consistently just banging. Even if he doesn't play well, he's going to be there and score. Do you know what I mean? The first half of last season, he was unplayable. The goals he scored against City, it was just different level. I can see why people don't pick him, but I can see why people do. And for me, you know, if it's a biased list, he's got to go in for me. Yeah, I just think his goal ratio is up there with Aguero and Shearer. So you're going to get that. He's got mad assists. He works hard. I know he can go missing in games, but the fact he can not play well for 90 minutes and then still pop up with a goal, I think he's just got it all as a winger, you know.
I was so close. When I set my list at Ian, I was like, I could change this here. I literally was looking at Salah thinking I could change it, but I stuck to Cantona. Just sort of my type of player, more obviously be a defender. Wingers, I just don't like wingers.
There's definitely people I could have knocked out my list.
I like chicken wings though.
Oh, chicken wings too, right, love.
I was actually very surprised that like the players like, for instance, Carl had Van Dijk in. I'm so surprised he doesn't have Salah in.
Yeah, that was there. Yeah.
Like I think Salah's amazing. I think when he's gone from the Prem, everyone's going to look back, not just Liverpool fans, and be like, wow, what a fucking player he was. And he will be in a lot of people's top 10 all time. I think. How
many goals is he away from Shearer at the moment? And what's the contract? What did he sign?
He's 140 goals away, and I think he's got 3 years. He won't do it. He won't do it.
No.
You'll probably get close to 200. 3
That,
years.
You
that,
should
that
do. You
record's
should
going to
do.
be extremely hard to break. Extremely hard.
I think Harry Kane can do it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kane's the only one. Kane's the only one who can do it.
What you're just saying about
Oh.
Salah, by the way, I agree, he's unbelievable. But for me, I'd pick Harry Kane over him. I just think he's done it longer. He's done it a couple of years longer. He's got the same goal per game ratio as Harry Kane. Harry Kane's done it just a couple of years longer. So, both unbelievable players, but I don't think, not for me anyway.
Harry Kane didn't even get mentioned, but that could be down to
Yeah, no,
again.
I knew wouldn't get mentioned. To be fair, it's one of them, isn't it?
It could be down to a majority Liverpool bias list, but
I don't think that's
No.
the case for Harry Kane. To be
yeah.
fair, I just don't think he hasn't won anything. He hasn't won a single trophy, and I know it's not about that, but it does sort of. If he was to win, if he was at, say, just for example, Arsenal, and he'd won 3 league titles, same record, I think he'd be in a chance of being in people's top 10s. But the fact that he's just played for Spurs and gone like, but what, 7-8 years without winning the sausage, I think that just makes people's mouths for them. But when you're looking at pure goals, a goal every 1.5 games is just unreal, isn't
Yeah,
it?
he hasn't gone out to test himself, has he? He's had the opportunity to leave a couple of times. I
Yeah.
think he's just happy.
Someone said before about Ashley Cole, he could go out and play for like Real Madrid. Harry Kane could play for any team in the world. And like, he could play for any team in the world, and he'd be one of the best players in the team. He's that good. He's not really. I mean, he should have went to City. He should have pushed more to go to City last summer. I know he wants to go, and he didn't want to accept the bid. But if he was to go to City last year, he probably would have got his first Premier League, and he would have won. I think he's going to retire without winning anything serious. He might win the odd FA Cup, but I don't think he's ever going to win a Premier League. He's never going to win a Champions League, and that's purely because he stayed at Tottenham.
No, I think if Harry Kane plays for City, I think if Harry Kane comes through City's ranks, I think you're looking at one of the all-time greats, because he's good enough for the Prem. He can link up well. Like last season, his passing was unbelievable.
That's it.
But
He
imagine
can
him.
be number 10, can't
Imagine him playing in the City's number 10 role. He would absolutely smash it. But unfortunately for him, he's loyal to Tottenham, and then, as Luke said, they're not going to win anything. They'll never. I mean, they could win a cup this season because I think they look pretty strong. But he's never going to go down in these lists because he's at Spurs.
That's what falls down to, isn't it? That's exactly it. He's going to retire from the Premiership. I think he'll be, if he stays in the Premiership, which I think he will, he'll probably break Shearer's record, but it's going to count for nothing because he's not going to win a Premier League unless he leaves Tottenham. I mean, as good as Tottenham are now under Conte now, they're nowhere near as good as Liverpool and City, so he's...
The best chance he has now is with Conte.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
it, but I just think he's just come at the wrong time because Liverpool and City are too strong. They're not going to beat City now, regardless of how good Conte is and how good the team they've built. They're not Man City. You know, they haven't got De Bruyne and Haaland and all these kind of players off.
I mean, I don't
What
think he's
Richarlison,
going to
lad?
break Shearer's record at all. I don't think he will. But we
How many
somehow
goals
managed.
does he?
We somehow ended
He's
up
on
talking about Harry
117.
Kane. He's on 183 and he's 29.
That's doable, that. Needs
That's
80 more goals
20,
to do it.
20 a season for 5 years.
He could do that.
Yeah, he can do that.
6 pens, lad.
You say 20 a season, he could easily get 25, 30 in a season, depending on how.
True.
So that's...
And what's
But
his
anyway,
best season's 30, innit? So
But
you know
anyway.
he can score 30 goals.
Harry Kane's not in our list.
Yeah.
Didn't get mentioned by anyone, boys. Alright?
He's not racist towards dribblers.
Somehow ended there.
It's Luke close. So is Luke.
Alright. Moving on to the top 10.
Oh, double.
There we go. So in 10th, 6 people had him.
Probably the most so
Only-
far, isn't it?
Only Sean and Luke on the desk. It is the most so far. Alex had him 9th. Gaza had him 9th. Coogan had him 10th. Carl had him 9th. Sean had him 5th. And Luke had him 9th.
Just
And
Suarez.
Sergio Aguero.
Oh dear.
Sergio Aguero, man. What a player. He's a player, if he would have played in the Premiership for like a long period of time, would have broke the record with absolute ease. Easily would have done it. Most natural goal scorer to ever be in the Premiership, without a doubt.
He's one of my favourite players who don't play for Liverpool of all time. I just loved him. Like I just think he had everything as a striker. He was tricky. He was good. He scored goals no matter what. I'm a big fan of Aguero.
Yeah, absolute quality player.
And again, like he was there. He was vital to City's success. He come in when he obviously scored that famous goal, but then to do it for 6, 7, 8 seasons, whatever it was, scoring 20 goals regularly, always up there with the golden boot, always up there fighting with Harry Kane or Salah. Outstanding player.
I mean, he was in there for, again, obviously everyone other than Sean had him. No one had him above 9th, and he was in there for me as well. I can't say who I've got in that position, but he was in and around there. And do you know what, boys?
Well,
I've missed out a position.
I know you missed out your 11th.
I missed out 11th.
Yeah. That's why I said old joints.
Fucking hell.
It's alright,
Right.
It's happening.
Go on. But yeah, anyway, we'll keep talking about Aguero and then I'll go back. But yeah, he was in and around there. Sean, you've got him above some.
Hasn't he got the
I'm not
highest
going to say he was above, but
goal per game ratio in Premier League history?
yes.
So I don't think he can. If he was to go number 2, number 3, I wouldn't put him in myself, but I wouldn't argue with that for that pure reason. He's got the best goal per game ratio in the Premier League history.
He's also scored arguably the most important goal ever scored in the Prem because his goals help City.
In football,
His goals help City. Yeah. You know, because United had that league won, and then he pops up in the 95th minute, 96th minute, scores that goal, which then is a catalyst for City becoming what they are. If he doesn't score that goal, City could be taking another few years to win the league. But because he scored that one goal, it changed football in England anyway.
Well, do you remember the Gerrard goal against Olympiacos? And everyone as kids go, Gerrard! It's exactly the same with the Aguero. When someone goes, Aguero! You just know what game it was, what happened, what the result was. It's just iconic. Great
I
player.
remember celebrating that goal myself.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah, we're in the announcce.
Unreal.
I got literally goosebumps when it went in. Like, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, as you know, my bird's a mank.
What is she?
And I asked her about that moment, right? She was in the local club by hers watching it, and I asked her about that moment, and she said like the heartbreak around Manchester when that goal went in. I love hearing about it. I ask her every night. It's like a bedtime story. Tell me that sweet story again, baby. Fuck off, Sean.
Get it, fucking image tells you.
Just to put something in perspective, do you know the way I said Vieira was in 6 Team of the Years on the spin?
Yeah.
Do you know how many Team of the Years Aguero got in?
Every single one.
2.
2.
2. Yeah, but again, who's he going up against? Who beat him?
I can't remember.
But you're gonna have
Oh,
Kane
it
up
was-
there, aren't you? Definitely.
It was 2 in 17-18 and 18-19.
So,
But I was just putting in perspective.
That's a
Patrick
weird one,
Vieira,
though.
Lewandowski and everything in it.
though. Alright, so first time for
11th.
this podcast, boys. My bad. We're going to go back one. 11th. Yeah, we can briefly talk about them so we can go back into the top 10. But in 11th, 3 people had him. Me and Bulb were on the desk who had him. The only person who didn't have him, who's not here, sorry, is Liam. Liam had him in 5th. I had him in 7th. Bulb had him in 6th.
I'm
and
sorry.
Paul Scholes.
I had Paul Scholes 7th.
Not for me. Not for me.
me.
Never got the hype. Never got. I mean,
I really
he's
regret putting him in.
unbelievable. It's not for me. He's one of them people who, since he's been retired, people make out he was better than what he was, but I don't think he was as good as people make out.
Well, look, these lists are about comparisons, aren't they? And if you compare him to Vieira, if you compare him to Gerrard, compare him to Lampard, compare him to De Bruyne, he doesn't come anywhere near them. He comes nowhere near them.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, like, I regret putting him in. I couldn't change it, and I like just looking at it now. I can't even make a fight for him because I think Vieira was better than him, and I've got Scholes in 8th, and I've got Vieira in 10th. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't got Salah in. Like, I just looked and went. I just looked and went. He was at the heart of the team, pulling the strings. They won 11 Prems. They won 2 Champions Leagues. But like, even as individual awards, he got Team of the Year twice, and that's it really. Bob, you can argue your point, but I don't know why I put him in personally. That was a stupid move by me.
If you're watching Paul Scholes like this,
For me, I just enjoyed the type of player he was. As in, like, his distribution. His distribution was quality. He could take the ball anywhere in the pitch and he could spread it to your toenail from like 80 yards without any...
They should have put Edison in then.
For anything. But that's... For me, like, he's nowhere near Gerrard Lampard. If I could, I wanted to change mine. I wanted someone else in there. Looking back, I was just going back from, like, back in the day who I enjoyed watching. And
so what we're saying is, Paul Scholes shouldn't be in this list because 2 years don't want to put him in anymore.
but at the time,
Basically,
yeah.
You just
What,
picked the junior.
what would have happened is if me and Bull would have took scores out, which we feel like we both would have, Salah would have been tenfold for Aguero. Most likely.
That
That would have been a crime scene, wouldn't it?
I would have put a different midfielder in.
Yeah, he's like Bull lad.
But anyway, let's move on from fucking little mank.
Yeah. Ninth.
sorry to anyone from Manchester. out there.
Number 9, Gary
Really.
Neville.
Alright, 9th. 3 people had him in. And he got above Aguero, who had 6 people put him in. Only me and Bulb had him on the desk. I think Bulb
This guy then.
and Liam might have tilted this. Liam had him at 4th. Bulb had him at 3rd. I had him at 9th.
I'd not be Ryan Giggs, you know.
No, lad, you know this
Just
is...
let the people who put them in first talk,
Yeah.
but I got Talent Shearer.
Alright,
For me, just looking back at some of the stuff, like I remember watching him, not as vividly as some of the others, but he won 3 back-to-back, just to give some stats, he won 3 back-to-back Golden Boots, Team of the Year 6 times, Players Player of the Year twice, he's in the Hall of Fame. Like, he had, at Blackburn, he scored 112 goals in 138 games. That is absolutely unbelievable. And then, like, obviously had a poor Newcastle side, he still scored 148 in 303. Like, out of just sheer respect to Alan Shearer, I had to put him in. And there was people I missed out to put him in. He's just incredible.
I'm surprised he showed that low down. Lad, he holds the Premier League record and it could potentially not get broken in our lifetime.
I'm not going to lie. I dislike him very, very, very much because he's born, so it's probably why it's biased my mind a bit.
Every goal...
I had him 10th. I had him 10th, and then I changed it last minute because you know you can't deny what he's done. I think if he picks United over Newcastle when he leaves Blackburn, you're talking one of the best players of all time, potentially. He had, he could have scored goals left, right, and centre, but he went with his heart, fair enough. But I took him out for Salah just through heart, just because my preference. But he should be top 10.
And like to win it for Blackburn as well, he won the Premier Blackburn Rovers. Like, you know what I mean? They only had Salah, Shearer and Chris Sutton. You know what I mean?
Yeah, lad, but Jamie Vardy won with Leicester City, doesn't mean he should be top 10, lad.
Vardy's quality, you could actually put him in there if you needed to.
If you put Vardy top 10, lad, that would fill you in.
But lad, Shearer's got 260 goals. Like, he just didn't do it. Like,
I get it. He was unbelievable.
260 goals.
Another reason I didn't put him in, which I said to you, I think, as well, is he was, again, just a bit before my time. When I was watching Shearer, he was like an old man at Newcastle, still scoring goals, don't get me wrong, but obviously his best days when he was at Blackburn, when he was pinging in 30-goal seasons. Southampton was that before it, and his first few years at Newcastle, that was before my time. I was a kid then, so...
Yeah, different as well. The way his goals were all different, he could do it all. The one
against
it was just literally disgusting. That should have hit a kid in row fucking Z, and the kid should have died.
The biggest thing is, like, I mean, he came third in Ballon d'Or, by the way, in 1996, which I didn't know about him. But just imagine what he does at United. That's the biggest thing for me. Like, if he went to United, imagine what he does.
Do you reckon
3 back-to-back Golden Boots as well.
Do you reckon he goes to United if he doesn't win the Premier Blackburn? Do you reckon he was happy to say,
yeah,
I've got a Prem title under his belt?
He can retire now when he's a Premier League champion, so yeah, I think so. Even if it was like go to United, win a Premier League, and then go to Newcastle, that's a possibility. But yeah, I think that's spot on. He won the Premier League, and he's thought, you know what, go to Newcastle, break some records, try and win a Premiership, try and win some cups there. Yeah, never happened for him. Like,
he come close with Newcastle a few times as well. I mean, he should have won it under Keegan. He should have won it, and Keegan flapped it.
I love when we beat those.
And they got to the FA Cup final, didn't he, as well? That's against United.
Was it two in a row? They lost.
Yeah, something like that. So they had the chances.
Yeah,
I mean, play then, is he?
Just, like I said, out of pure respect, he's in there for me. And again, like, Team of the Years. 1, 2, 3. Like 7 Team of the Years.
So, like, imagine, like, we're talking about the top 10 Premier players, when then we don't put the all-time goal scorer not in a list, it would be like, just cancel it. He's the all-time goal scorer.
Just think he needs some perspective when you say that, though. I mean, you're talking about the player who played like 18 years, top flight. That's why he's broke the record. I think there's a couple of people who would, if he would have played the same number of games as Alan Shearer, would have broke the record. But it's just, he's done it because of pure longevity.
Well, actually, I was looking at this and that's not true. I can't remember, but I was looking through, and there's a lot of players who are good, known players who have played like close to the same amount of games as Alan Shearer and not got anywhere near his record. Like, that's how good he was.
Who?
I can't remember. We're on a podcast, so I can't really go back. But
Benzema.
No, there was definitely players. I just can't remember.
All I'm saying is people like Sergio Aguero, Thierry Henry, Mo Salah, Harry Kane, if these people played 350 games every played, these I think are going to break the record. So I'm not saying take it away from him that he's broke the record, but just to say he's a top goal scorer ever, he should be in it. You've got to have a bit of context behind it as well, that he's played more games than anyone else. That's what I'm trying to say.
Someone else who didn't get mentioned is Andy Cole. And Andy Cole's still like 80 goals off him, and he played a shit ton of games. He was at United, and he was good. And I wouldn't say no, never, because I do think Andy Cole was good. But again, it was before a lot of people's time.
I was going to say, people like this are before most of our time. Like, we obviously know who Andy Cole is, but we weren't watching him week in, week out in his prime. Cole and York.
But yeah, we can move on. The only thing I would say is Bulb having him third. But I thought he doesn't make top 10 if Bulb doesn't have him third, but
Alan,
that's pretty high up for me.
Sort it out there, Alan, you baldy nugget. I'll start sorting out your match today stuff, mate, because it's fucking terrible.
Right. In 8th, and only Bulb had him on the desk, so we'll talk about him first. Four people had him. Alex had him at 5th.
Ooh.
Gaza had him at 6th. Coogan had him at 6th. And Bulbhead had him at 8th. That's Ryan Giggs. And he was in mine as well.
Terrible shout.
But it's personal preference again, isn't it?
He is not in. He is the one player out of every single piece we've listed here who I'm confident saying should not be anywhere near that top 10.
I agree 100%.
I enjoyed watching when I was growing up. That's just like one of those ones where you just get the ball and he's run at you. I was like, whoa, who's this? You know what I mean?
Watching the Corey one of people wouldn't put in the top 10.
Hey, have you seen his goal scoring record as well for the winger? No, it's not bad at all. It's over 100 goals.
In about fucking 9,000 games.
He's still got to score them.
Over 20 years. That's poor for an attacking winger.
He's still got to score them.
Listen,
he should be in a top 10 list of beating your girlfriend up. He definitely is top of my list for that.
He's jumping on it, right? But again, in his prime, he's before, like, Luke's been sat there saying, oh, that person's before my time, that person's before my time. But then you're saying Ryan Giggs isn't, but he was as well.
Lad, he played until 2014. That was comfortable 10
when
years.
He had a fucking Zimmer frame.
Hang on a minute, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24 years. Right there. 24 years playing for United, and only twice did he ever get over 10 goals in 24
That's
seasons.
shocking, really.
It wasn't the same type of wingers back then.
No, it wasn't, but
Look at Beckham. Look at Beckham. Like, it wasn't
Beckham's
the same.
Not on anyone's top 10 either, has he?
But there wasn't the same type of wingers.
I fully agree they weren't type of wingers, but not for me.
But he's not even in mine, and I'm fighting for him harder than Bulbhead.
I enjoyed watching him. Like, when I was growing up and I watching wingers, he was something different to everyone else because everyone used to play just basic 4-4-2 back in the day. When you look back, everyone played like that formation. And then when Giggs got the ball, he was literally getting at them. You're like, this is not what we're used to here. This is breaking something I don't normally see week in, week out.
I agree. He definitely should be in, and definitely around the place that you've got him as well. I had him in mind and took him out.
You've just said you definitely should be in there, but then you never put him in there, so you don't agree, do you?
I try to go low down. You know what
definitely
I mean?
in and around those bottom 3 places that I said were up for grabs at me.
But he's just everyone's got him as everyone you said's got him like 6th.
Are you gonna let people give their points, or are you just gonna keep shouting over them?
I do not agree with this pick. I'm not happy.
I don't agree that you've got fucking Hazard near the fucking top of yours, but I'll still let you speak, didn't I?
That's right.
100 goals in 20 years.
He's also got 13 Premier League titles. He's in team of the year 7 times. Young player of the year twice. Players player of the year once.
Oh, you're right.
He was a fucking good player. Two Champions Leagues.
Yeah, he was a good player. Not top 10 good though.
That's why I had him low down. Like it was.
Where'd you have him, Bob?
I had him 8th.
That's not too bad.
I mean, there's a biasism from my side because I just don't like the man. I think the fact I just think he's a scumbag, to be honest, and the fact that he shagged his brother's wife for 10 years I mean, he could be on these lists, but for a personal preference, I can't stand the guy. I really dislike him.
Do you think he's a hero because of that?
Well, let me try it with Laura for 10 years. That's what he does. Let's see him on your list then, Luke.
I'd be clapping you in 10 years. Well done, Sean.
Oh, fucking hell.
Good job for keeping it going, lad.
Oh my god, I'm sweating. Like, oh my
God.
Oh,
No, I can't be mad at someone having him in there anyway. I think he was a good player. He was amazing in the 90s, but to have him again, people have got him pretty high, I guess. Like, Alex got him 5th and Gazza and Kuka had him 6th, but...
The one positive note I will say, up until his very last season, didn't he score in every single Premier League season?
Yeah.
Which is like, what, 20 whatever years, 23 years, that is some record, to be fair, like.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
I mean, just to play for as long as he did as well. And the way we say, like, people could play in this era, like, the 90s, early 2000s, Ryan Giggs could play on the wing in this era. Like, he was so fast. He was so fucking fast.
Well, to put into context what you've just said, in total, I mean, for League, FA Cup, like, Europe and that, he played 963 games for Manchester United. That's like, what, 50 on average of 20 seasons straight, nearly. That's unreal. That is unreal, to be fair.
Mm.
And he still won a Premier League in his second to last season as well.
Yeah,
And played like 22 games he played.
Yeah, I don't think there's any denying he was a top player, but I'm not in consideration. He's, out of all the players what's been mentioned, he's the one player so far who I weren't even considering putting in the top 10. Everyone else you just said, I was like, thought about him, but I've seen Ryan Giggs, like, and I just thought, nah, not for me.
Well, it's all opinions, but yeah, moving on to next, 7th. I didn't have him. 5 people had him. Only 2 people on the desk had him. Me and Bulb didn't have him. So, Alex had him in 6th. Mike had him in 3rd. Carl had him in 2nd.
Was it Fabio Barini?
Sean had him in 6th, and Luke had him in 10th. It's Luis Suarez.
Oh, him second.
Yeah.
After one, second. Second.
Go on, Luke, you can have this one. I'll sit back.
Mate, Luis Suarez is unbelievable, but second greatest ever Premier League player. I'm gonna fucking go to it and do him in.
Yeah, he's not even in my list.
Sorry.
He's not even in mine, and he's second on Carl's. It's fucking outrageous. He had two really good seasons, and yeah, unplayable. One of the best number 9s of all time, but...
If you say he's one of the best number 9s of all time, then he's not on your top 10 list. Do you know what I mean? Like, for me... Yeah, but that's only because he left. If he would have stayed, he'd go down.
I picked him because he's one of the only players in Premier League history for me who was literally unplayable. Like, I know it was only 2 seasons, but them 2 seasons, he was unplayable for anyone. Like, the best defender in the world couldn't handle him. He was that good, but obviously, if he would have stayed for like 10 years, he would have been a lot higher than 10 for me. So, for Carl from second, I can see why he done it, but he's just never done it for long enough to be second for me. But I can see he's good enough to be second, just never done it for long enough. Like, if out of the list here, if you're picking not just Premier League players, like overall players, as good as he was at Barcelona, he could easily be top 5 of any list you make. But purely Premier League reasons, he doesn't. Yeah, it's not top 5 for me, but he was unbelievable.
There's no denying how good Suarez was. The only player I know who the ball could not be under control, but be under control.
Yeah, unreal.
His work rate as well. He would like the ball could be going out for a goal kick, and he would chase it down to the last blade of grass. Like, he had that fire in him as well.
I remember talking about him, like, he's the player he's played with the most. Every single weekend he'd come into training with like bruises and bumps and everywhere over his legs, and he'd just go, "Nah, I'm fine, I'll play the next game." And he said, like, players who've like got similar injuries would be out for weeks, but he said every single match, like day after match day, he'd come in with the same type of injuries, and he'd just go, "No, I'm fine, I'm fine." He'd just play on every week, and he was still same high level every week he played.
So I think Suarez is one of them. In 20 years' time, you could go if you YouTube, like, Zinedine Zidane's, your R9s, Ronaldo 9s, your Messi's, I think you could YouTube Suarez goals and skills, and he's going to have a 20-minute reel.
Yeah,
Like, people are going to appreciate him in 20 years' time because of how good he was.
Like, honestly, like, I was laughing and stuff. It's mainly at him being second. I just don't see a world someone who played in the Prem for 2 years. Sorry, he played 4, but he had 2 really good years. Sorry, but can be second. Like, Luke's got him 10th. Fair enough.
Yeah, just put into context what Ian said. He played 110 games in the Premier League.
Yeah,
That's just not enough to be considered.
Even
top.
Sean having him 6th, that's fine. Like, I originally had him in mine again, and I took him out just because he hadn't played enough years. But if I was being biased, Liverpool fan, yeah, he's absolutely amazing and probably deserves to be in and around the list. I just, like, if Carl and Mike aren't here and they have them that high, does he even make top 10 overall? I don't think so. But I just, that was why I was laughing, was because they're so high. But you can't argue.
Second or third is a bit high, it is a bit high, that.
But then again,
Does Mike even know who he is?
Carl only watched football for 2 years, and it was played when Suarez had 2 good seasons.
It's Mike as well. Like, Mike's a lot younger than all us as well. Mike's like, what, 5-6 years younger than you guys. So some of the people on your list, where we're saying for us, like me, I never seen him play. Mike's again 3 or 4 years younger than me. So from Mike's point of view, his era, like Thierry Henry for example, he would have probably been before Mike's era, probably at his best. So I mean, I'm not saying that's a reason not to put Thierry Henry in, but I can see why Mike's put him in high, because from his shorter viewpoint to the Premier League, Suarez must have been up there. But I mean, still high to be fair. But
yeah, that's a good point. Like with Mike and Carl's list again, Carl, I don't think he started watching football till late. Going off his list, he hasn't got that many old school players in, so I can see why they're high. But just some of the players that they're above, which I can't really talk about at the minute, is just absolutely
I can't wait for this.
It's just mental.
I'll picture my fist.
But that's another reason I'm laughing, because I can see everyone's list and I can see who he's above, and I'm just like, you can't. But yeah, let's go next. Let's go next before I end up giving it too much away. In 6th, and he was only 1 point above Suarez. 6 people had him in. Only Bulb didn't out of us 4. So Bulb can talk first about why he hasn't got him in.
I know this could be. I know this could be.
Mike had him 9th. Liam had him 7th. Gazza had him 7th. Sean had him 4th. Luke had him 3rd. So those two will talk after you. And I had him in 7th. I had him 7th. Sorry, and it's Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, I just knew.
Hang on, wait, whoa. You picked Ryan Giggs over Kevin De Bruyne.
I forgot all about him.
Ryan Giggs over Kevin De Bruyne.
I forgot all about him, literally. And then I realised when it was too late, I wanted to put Tig Scholes out for them, but I couldn't. I forgot all about him. Like, honestly, I only.
But if you press that Windows key and then go on shut off, and then just go downstairs and reflect on what you've just done.
You know what, Carl? Like, I've got so happy that you followed with them. You followed them, picking Suarez second by not having Kevin De Bruyne. You are officially the biggest dope in our group. Well done.
Well, people who didn't have Kevin De Bruyne, you guys can talk about why he's got him so high in a sec, but Alex didn't have him.
Didn't Alex pick Ryan Giggs as well?
Yeah,
he did.
He had Giggs at 5th. He didn't have Kevin De Bruyne in his team.
Oh, he's had a fucking nightmare.
There's also someone else that's not in Alex's list that we'll come to talk about. But
I know that's going to be just off what saying.
Coogan didn't have him.
Surprised with
Carl
that.
didn't have him.
Wow.
And Bulb didn't have him.
I honestly thought, right, he was going to be one of the players every single player put in their team. He's not as high as me, because I think he's absolutely unplayable, but for not to even have him in the top 10 is just madness. Utter madness.
I hold my head up like I'm not.
He has been for years.
I just forgot about him. I literally just forgot about him. And then when I realised, like, I can't change.
Couldn't play, but you put Ryan Giggs in.
Lad, when I'd done it, I was sitting in work and I had patients coming to my face asking me to stuff. I tried to do my fucking list.
Why did the bird come in with the bloody nose and you riding Ryan Giggs?
Right? You had a week to give your listing.
I know, but like, it just when I sent it to you, I was just like, I'm done. Just like, yeah.
Have you got him in your fantasy team?
No.
Nah, for me, I think he's the best player in the world. I think he has been since Messi's tailed off. I think he's the complete player. And he's got everything. He works hard. He talks. He's a leader. He's literally. He's the only person. What'd you say? Sorry.
Remember that interview when he goes, "Let me talk."
Nah, for me, I put him fourth, and I think that for me, he's one of the best midfielders of all time. To be honest, as a footballer, I think he's up there.
Yeah, I agree with what you just said. He's best player in the world, and he has been for a few years. So, yeah, absolute no-brainer for me. No-brainer.
I could have had him one place higher.
Where'd you put him in?
Potentially 2 places higher. I had him 7th, so I had him 1 below Ashley Cole. So I could have put him below Ashley Cole, and I could have put him probably above the next person. And I think when Kevin De Bruyne hangs up his boots, he'll be right up there. Like, he'll be hitting like top 3-4 players. But maybe it's just the old school bias of me. But some stats to reel out for him: 4 Premier Leagues, 1 FA Cup, 5 League Cups. But the big ones, the individuals: World 11, FIFA World 11 twice. UEFA Team of the Year 3 times. I think that's more than most of the midfielders, other than Stevie. And PFA Team of the Year 4 times. Just, he's better than Scholes, not even close, in my opinion. I think he's a better player than Lampard. I think he'll eventually go above Lampard. And I think the debate eventually is going to turn into Gerrard, Kevin De Bruyne, Lampard. For me, I don't think Scholes will be in that debate in the future.
I agree.
Yeah.
How old is Kevin De Bruyne now? Because he's
30, 31.
30, I think. But I've put Scholes in my list and I've just ruined them. I've just put Scholes in my list to just ruin Scholes. Like, I've
Just so he's mentioned.
Right, next, and it's a big jump in points now. Kevin De Bruyne had 29 points. Our next one's got 50 points, and he's in 5th. 8 people had him in. 2 people didn't have this man in. The 2 people who didn't have him in, Liam didn't have him in, and Luke didn't have him in. The person who had them highest was 4 of us who had him 5th, and that was Bulb, me, Coogan, and Gaza, and that's Frank Lampard.
I didn't put him in purely because I didn't want the bias thing to be a part of it. I love Frank Lampard, but didn't want that to be a part of it. I love him, but yeah, it's the only reason I can never put him in. And I sort of want to pick one midfielder out of the 3: Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard. I only pick one of them. I didn't want to overcrowd my team with centre mids. I want the current centre mid and an old centre mid. Kevin De Bruyne has to go in, and out to them 3. I pick Gerrard.
I think you jumped down Bulls' throat about gigs for you to leave Lampard out and to have Silva and Hazard so high up. To me, that's just my.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I completely the list, I probably wouldn't have Hazard as high, but I stand by David Silva 100%. David Silva was different. Different player, to be fair.
If I could redo my list, I would not. But it's Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't. As a goal scoring midfielder, I don't think his goal score will ever be beaten. As a centre mid, I don't think anyone will ever beat it. He scored regularly 20 goals a season for a midfielder. That's just daft. It's just daft.
And all types of goals as well. As worldy, he's unbelievable, and he pops up, just reads the game so well, and that round the box, he just like the ball stuck to him, and he just.
I think
the only thing he didn't have over other centre mids, I don't think he could change a game. Yeah, he couldn't change a game, I feel. But I think his attacking positioning is probably the best we've ever seen from a midfielder.
Late runs into the box are just unreal, aren't they?
Just it's disgusting the way he just read that game like that.
We've all had some questionable picks, man. Scholes, Bulb, Giggs, Shearer being third. Sean's has yet to come. And Luke, I think this is your questionable pick. I couldn't believe there was 2 people that I honestly thought were going to be in your list. And I thought Ashley Cole was going to be in your list. And
The first person I thought I was putting on my list was Frank Lampard because I actually loved the guy, by the way. But being honest, right, I didn't think he'd get this many votes. So I didn't want to sort of just everyone be like, you only picked him because he's the manager, you love him. I love him, but I didn't think he'd get this high.
Did no one else could have said that, lad? Because his record just says it all.
Don't get me wrong, as you say, 150 goals from centre mid is just second to none, isn't it? But it is what it is.
And his honours as well. It's heavy.
Alright, moving on. Top 4.
Top 4.
You don't know the top 4 is by the names of
there was 5 points difference between Frank Lampard and this man. 9 people had him in. One person didn't have this man in his top 10. And that was Alex, who didn't have him.
He's had some questionable picks here, man.
Me and Sean had him the highest out of everyone. We had him at 2nd. A couple of people had him 4th. Liam had him 8th. Luke had him quite low down, really, and that's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. Adam 6th. Adam 6th.
Alpha, you know that. So,
Alex has turned out to the worst.
Ryan Giggs over De Bruyne, and he's missed out Cristiano Ronaldo over.
I'd say it all. Alex has had the worst list up to now, unless Carl pulls out something out of the bag.
100%.
I reckon he's still in fucking wherever he is.
Put this in perspective. Alex had Roy Keane 4th, Ryan Giggs 5th, and he hasn't put in Cristiano Ronaldo.
John's bad. They forgot all of Alex's list and put that in.
Do you
reckon Alex just wrote all the names down on the floor and just threw a load of marbles up and then just guess where they landed?
His reasoning was, I'm pretty sure, was he hadn't done it in the Prem for long enough, but he spent 7 seasons. He's on his 8th Premier League season now.
He's
57, got 20 I put him so high. I put him so high because, like Suarez, for that 1 or 2 years, he was literally unplayable. You couldn't get near him. He scored 31 goals, was it? He was unplayable. Absolutely unplayable.
34, yeah. Last 3 seasons at United, he got 23, 42 of 26. That's in all comps, but that's like, what, 80, 90 goals in 3 seasons when he was, he must have been young 20s at that time as well.
But even coming back last season to a terrible team, he doesn't work hard anymore. It's all about him. I don't like his ego, don't get me wrong, I don't like him. Mate, he scored 2 hat-tricks last season for a team which is absolutely awful. Even last season, man, I love seeing United down here, don't get me wrong. And I don't even like Ronaldo, but he's got to be on that list because he doesn't work hard. All he will give you now is goals, and he can play till he's 42, and he's going to score you 15, 20 a season. He's just that type of player.
Hey, just on a different note, I'm just on Wikipedia, and I'm looking at how many views in the Prem and that. And for Real Madrid, he got 105 goals in 101 Champions League games. That's fucking insane, by the way.
And when he come to the Prem as well, he changed a different type of winger. We had the ones that used to run at them and just get at you. He brought this mad flair. Everyone was like, "Whoa, what's this fucking kid doing?" And he was getting volleyed everywhere, and he was just getting up and going again. He's like, "Wow, this."
Did you see what Roy Keane said about him as well? Roy Keane said he instinct liked him because he come to United when he was 17. They signed him, and Ferguson said to him, "Do you want to go back to Lisbon?" And he went, "Nah, I'm going to stay here but work away into the first team." And Keane said he was there first time training. Last one to go, and he was in the team at 17. So, unbelievable player.
Again, just some stats. Also, one thing is, we were talking about people who would break Shearer's record if he stayed in the Premier. Obviously, he breaks the record.
So far out the fucking picture, lad.
Literally.
It would never be broken if he stayed.
Yeah.
But some stats, he won 3 back-to-back Premier Leagues, I think. Don't quote me on that one. And I think, again, don't quote me on this one, but I'm pretty sure he's the only...
You did, by the way. 06, 07, 07, 08, 08, 09, yeah.
And then I think there's only 2 people who have won the Ballon d'Or in the Prem.
Michael Owen
and Ronaldo. I think... I can't think of anyone else. 2 Player of the Years. Probably should have had 3, to be honest. 2 Player of the Seasons. 5 Team of the Years. Comes back, scores 18 goals. I had him 2nd, and I was so shocked that how many people didn't have it. I thought it was obviously the 1-2 way, and for him to be 4th in our all time has shocked me. It's absolutely shocked me.
I think that my second person, like the consistency over the Prem, does Ronaldo. Literally does it.
We'll talk about that when we come to it. But even then, there's still 3 people above this man.
Yeah.
And I just. So it's all good saying what he did in the Prem, but it's fucking Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. What he did in the Prem was unreal, but then also out the Prem is
not to have him in your top 10 anywhere is Alex. Yeah, mate, I'm sorry, but you can't play Fighting Rovers with that kind of knowledge, mate. I'm sorry.
Even Liam having him 8th is shocking to me. Luke having him 7th shocked me as well.
It was just getting him in there. Where's Luke? Has he got off?
No. Just, it's one of them, isn't it?
Probably just turns his list upside down.
All right.
Should do to be fair.
The next one, third place. Again, huge gap, 20-point gap. All 10 people had him in. Someone had him ninth,
Oh.
and it's Wayne.
Nah.
Ninth.
Nah.
Nine.
I had him ninth.
That's again, innit?
I had him ninth.
Oh, you utter scumbag.
Mate, if you know what, he's an unbelievable player, consistent, done it for years. But nah, he's ninth. That's all I've got on that. I've got no reasonable answer to give you.
You fucked him up there because now we know who's above him. I'm not happy about the situation.
But like, I just,
Wow.
You fucked him being second.
I don't think. He has.
No,
I
hope he's not okay.
That's why I put Rooney second for me. It's just
when he was 18 at United, you know, he left Hughes, goes United, and then he scores a hat-trick on his debut, and then scores consistently 20 to 30 goals every season. Mate, he could be second, he could be third, could be fourth. I put him ninth just because favouritism. I picked other players who I liked more. He definitely could have been up there. Well, he should have been up there possibly, but I just picked him ninth.
I reckon you've had to go your bird too many times, lad. That's what it is. Your bird's fucking your mind up, lad. You're thinking, I'm not putting Rooney down, you bastard.
I'm a Liverpool fan, and Rooney is the best English player of all time.
100.
I wouldn't go that far.
He fucking 100% is, lad. He's unreal.
I wouldn't go that far.
I think so.
I had him second. He's just, that's why Ronaldo, like for me, Ronaldo was second.
I think I had him second to that. Yeah, I had him second as well.
Like,
100%.
I thought for me the top two was obvious with those two. We were going to be first, you know.
Yeah.
How many Prem goals did he score? Because if anyone should have broke Shearer's record, it should have been him.
But it should, and I agree, but he did get converted, didn't he? He was playing...
He played everywhere, Rooney, mate. He wanted to accommodate Tevez, didn't he? To accommodate Rooney. Ronaldo, sorry.
And he broke United's all-time goal scoring record as well.
Yeah. He got 100... 190. He got just over 200 Premiership goals. So he was only about 30 behind Shearer.
60.
Oh, how many Shearer got? Shearer got 240?
260.
260.
Right, okay, sorry, I thought he got 240 odd.
So Sean had him ninth, and then like everyone should have had him top three, in my opinion. Carl had him fourth, and Mike had him fourth.
I'll put Suarez over Rooney, that's...
To be fair, the best football I have ever watched in my entire life was that United from 06 to 08, 09, where they had him, Rooney, Ronaldo and Nani. That was the best football I've ever seen. The way they counter-attack, no team on earth could live with it. And he was, it was all down to his, because you'd have a defender in the corner, and in the space of 5 seconds, the freedom were up the pitch. It was just unplayable football.
Some player, Rooney, mate.
Suarez over Rooney. That's like...
That's just gone for favouritism there, like.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of favouritism coming into the top four, which I think kind of ruined our list a little bit, and maybe people will learn from it. But to be honest, from the people I've spoke to, they all firmly stand by the decisions they've made, especially on like these top 3 people. Yeah, we can go to the next one. I'm not happy about the Rooney or Ronaldo thing, and I'm not happy about this one either.
Yeah, I know. I know what's going. Like we all know where this is now.
So let me just point out who had them where. Carl and Mike both had them first.
Whoa! No. That's just, I'm leaving. Like I'm not wasting my Saturday nights to listen to Gerrard. Number 1.
Well, original
the Premier League title.
Yeah, I mean it's Steven Gerrard. We all know that, but yeah, I was surprised that Luke, because Luke actually loves Gerrard. For you to have Hazard above him, Kevin De Bruyne I can argue, but to have Hazard above him was shocking.
Yeah, that's that.
But for you to have Shearer above him was shocking to me. Carl and Mike to have him first.
I don't think it should, but yeah, Gerrard's got to be top 5 easily, like for me.
I've gone third behind the obvious top and Ronaldo. I think he's the most complete footballer of all time. He scored 170 goals for Liverpool. He could defend. He got stuck in. He was a game changer. Plays right back, right wing, left wing, striker, centre mid. He was the complete footballer.
I mean, Mourinho tried to sign him at every team he went to. He was in the FIFA World 11 3 times, Prem Hall of Fame, the UEFA Team of the Year 3 times, the PFA Prem Team of the Year 8 times. He's got more individual awards than anyone other than Ronaldo in this list, and that's including who's number one. He's got more individual awards than him. He was absolutely amazing. I had him fourth. I had Rooney, Ronaldo, and we have first.
So is Carl's confirmed number one, Gerrard?
And then Suarez.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, and Carl, and as we've discussed, so far as we've discussed, Carl had Gerrard first, Suarez second. Someone else did.
No. So Carl had not me. I'll go with yours, Carl. I had taken a shit on your doorstep. You are a vile creature.
You are a fool. You are a waste of time.
Oh
Good
my
night,
God.
Right, if there's anyone want to talk more about Stevie?
Unbelievable. Like,
So, a few of my mates over here are Manx, so we have football discussions quite often, and I think if Gerrard is in that United team in that era, no one even looks at Scholes as one of the best players of all time. Scholes didn't make that. If Gerrard's in that United team for all his career, I think Gerrard goes down as one of the best footballers of all time on everyone's list.
Scholes wouldn't even got in the team.
Yeah, I mean, looking at like someone's career for me, like let's say I was his agent or whatever, and Real Madrid come for him. He loves Liverpool. He should have went to like Real Madrid. If he wanted to be known as the best player of all time, he should have went to like Real Madrid and moved on his career, and he would have. But fair play to him, he stayed at Liverpool.
I mean, you're saying I did try and go Chelsea to be fair.
You did.
Yeah.
Well, Chelsea. If that was him trying to go to Real Madrid, I think he'd have gone. He only didn't go because it was Chelsea.
He got threatened by some gangsters that ship.
Yeah, but if that was Madrid, then they wouldn't have. I don't think people would have been that angry at him. He'd have gone there, he'd have done what he had to do, and he'd have come back or whatever. But I don't think fans would have been that angry at him.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that's what he should have done, and he would have been the best player in the world.
Like, if someone asked the question, who's the most complete ever Premier League player, I think everyone no longer tell Gerrard.
Yeah, it's got to be honest.
He has it, like everything.
It's like, as obviously as a big Everton fan, you'd expect me to say, out of the three of them, Gerrard's the worst, but I don't even think it's close between Gerrard, Lampard and Scholes. I mean, obviously Lampard's got the goals, unbelievable, and Gerrard never had that as much as him, but purely footballing-wise, they just weren't close how good them two were compared to Gerrard. He was just different level better.
Yeah, and then when Gerrard got on a bit, he dropped into deeper role, and he was still pinging absolutely
The only thing people have got to go back on that argument is how many Premier Leagues. That's the only thing they've got to go back on. How many Premier Leagues you got? Which obviously, which at the end of the day is what footballers play for, but football fan-wise, looking at it, ability-wise, it was just very close.
I think Gerrard's so unlucky. He was in an era of a Liverpool team in constant transitions. He played in some dog-awful teams. If prime Gerrard was in this prime Liverpool team under Klopp now, I don't think he's up there with De Bruyne, if not outshining De Bruyne, because he's going to score more goals than De Bruyne. He gets the same number of assists, and he defends as well. Yeah, I just think he was unlucky to be born in such a poor era of Liverpool teams.
Yeah,
he won trophies as well, like, but.
He's lucky he won the Champions League, isn't he, really? I mean, like, to look back at his career now, and he's won, like, you know, the odd FA Cup, the odd League Cup, but he's got the Champions League. Imagine he's never come back from that 3-0 down. You'd be looking at one of the greatest ever English players, and he'd have a few, like, domestic cups to show for it.
Is it more important to him to stay at Liverpool and be known as the club's greatest ever player? I think that's important to him. I think.
He looked at his career, he goes, I need the Champions League title with Liverpool, my boyhood club. I don't think he's going to have many regrets, to be fair.
Imagine the pride of his dad. His dad knows that his son's the best ever Liverpool player. Do you know what I mean? Imagine that pride. And in a dog shit Liverpool team for years as well. I think that's more important to him than. Don't get me wrong, he's gutted about the Premier League trophy. Of course you would be. But going down in history as the club's greatest ever player, that for me says it.
We had two teams where he could have won the league. The Suarez team.
What happened in that one?
But if he was younger, if he was younger in that Suarez team, maybe we win it. And the other one was the team with Mascherano, Alonso, Torres, which was an unbelievable team.
Was that 2007, was it?
Yeah, which you're going up against Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney, so.
Yeah.
it's a bit unlucky.
Fucking
That when
Get my
he
back.
says on his famous interview about we talk about facts.
But like I said, Gerrard has the most individual awards out of everyone in this list, other than Ronaldo.
Well, it's not just that. You look at like other people, like, and I'll just quote from like Zidane's and Iniesta's and Xavi's, where they've said like, "Who's the best midfielder in the world?" and they've all said Steven Gerrard. So for people who don't even play in the league, just to say how good he is, it just shows you how high rated he
Even
was by.
Alex Ferguson.
But there's
Even
apparently
Alex
there's
Ferguson was saying
quotes,
it.
apparently there's
Because
quotes of like
Scholes.
people saying that I got Scholes as
Yeah,
well. So
Scholes,
I just
yeah.
take that all that shit with a pinch of salt.
Wait, hang on, our phone's having out there.
All right then, number one.
It's only one guy really to be picked.
Yeah.
Only one guy.
Let's
But
boom.
I want to walk out with him because he doesn't have 100 points. He doesn't have
No,
a clean
no,
sheet.
no,
And it's
no.
just-
Yeah, because Carl and Mike just like
Yeah,
Carl
it's
and Mike.
just-
Well done.
Number one. Yeah.
Edward brother strike again. Well done.
So Carl had him third.
Fit.
I'm pretty sure Mike originally had him third and then he changed his list.
Yeah, Mike bottled it. Mike done 5
Oh.
changes.
How many?
Thierry Henry not to have maximum point is just an outrage. I just can't. I can't believe it. What a fucking player!
So
Absolutely
it's just
incredible.
never had number one.
What? Sorry.
Is it just Carl and Mike not to have number one?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Edward's brother strike, that's what it is.
Reaction brothers like.
Yeah, it's just-
Stop making it like.
But yeah. I mean, you only won 2 Prems. It's above 4 Golden Boots, 2 Prems, World Cup, Euros,
Invincibles.
Invincibles, Player of the Year twice, Hall of Fame.
The
Yeah,
goals. The goals he scored, some of them. But just.
I think he's the only player who was unplayable for 6 or 7 seasons. Like, you couldn't get near him. You couldn't get near him.
He
100%.
retired most defenders. I mean,
He retired Carragher.
Yeah, Carragher made fucking had nightmares of him. He was just...
Carragher hated it, man, because he used to just glide past everyone.
Yeah.
He'd glide, like, he was 6'2", and he's probably the quickest player ever in the Prem. That right foot of his, he used to slot in every chance he had. His skill, that goal against United where he flicks it up on the volley and half turns
One of
it,
the best goals
just
over that one.
unbelievable, man.
And then, like, he goes to play against Real Madrid, and he just runs them all to the half, always hit the corner flag, and just holds them off, just sprints past them like nothing. Just
That's
like...
what
That's one of the best individual performances of all time. That's one of the best individual performances I've ever seen.
Yeah, unbelievable. What a player,
he
man.
was an arrogant bastard because he knew how good he was. He just knew.
The celebration.
Yeah, it's just like, I am God. Like...
Yeah.
But that Jerry Striker I know could probably come in, pick the ball on the halfway line, go, see you later, your whole team's gone.
Yeah.
It
Remember that Arsenal run? He used to stand about 10 yards offside, and then he'd see the ball coming up, he'd run back, arch it, and then by the time the defender turns around, he's already gone.
Yeah.
I've never seen another striker do it like him, like where he arches that run. I've never seen it before.
His Tottenham goal was unbelievable.
For
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
I don't think he gets enough credit.
Yeah.
Like he does,
Yeah,
he
he
does for his Prem, he does for the Prem era. But if you were doing a top 10, maybe even top 20 all-time players, like from 2000s onward, I don't think he gets mentioned by most people. But he deserves to be up there. He was that good.
Yeah, he was.
I think he's a top 10 of all time, me. Being honest, like I think he's top 10 of all time, not just Prem.
He was.
Well,
Yeah, he was
well,
unreal.
we'll find out whether you think that when we do it this next week. But yeah,
I was going to do the same list next week.
Mike and Carl are allowed in it.
They've been vetoed.
Joke.
Alex is on the brink as well. I think.
Alex as well, lad. You're on as well, lad.
We can go down everyone's list because Henry speaks for himself. We don't have to say too much about him. Like the main people we have to talk about were the people lower down, funnily enough. But we can go down everyone's list if we want to have a good review of it. So, Alex, he had Henry, Rooney, Gerrard, Keane, Giggs, Suarez, Lampard, Yaya Toure, Aguero, and Salah. And do you know what? His list isn't
Just
that
the
bad
4
if you
or 5,
take
innit?
out Keane and Giggs. Yeah, if you take out
Yeah,
Keane and
it's just them
Giggs
4 and 5, man. They're bad shouts, them.
and get Ronaldo in there for starters, then
Yeah.
it's all right. Mike's list: Gerrard, Henry, Suarez, Rooney, Salah, Ronaldo, Lampard, John Terry, Kevin De Bruyne, Patrick Vieira. Again, not that bad, but not having Henry first and having Gerrard and Suarez above Rooney, it's not.
Mike Defo calls Henry.
Henry. Liam, Henry, Gerrard, Rooney, Shearer, 4th, Scholes, 5th, Cantona, 6th. He's definitely just Googled top 10 Prem players and he
Well, United dominated it.
Kevin De Bruyne, Ronaldo, Terry, Ashley Cole, 10th. Gazerard, Henry, Gerrard, Rooney, Ronaldo, Lampard, 5th, 6th Giggs, Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, Aguero, Drogba. No real talking points there. Gugan, Henry, Gerrard, Rooney, Ronaldo, Giggs, Ashley Cole, Vieira, Ferdinand, Aguero. Gugan's list not too bad. I'm surprised Ferdinand's in there over Suarez. I'm surprised, no Kevin De Bruyne. Carl, Gerrard, Suarez, Rooney. No, sorry, Gerrard, Suarez, Henry, Rooney, Ronaldo, Vieira,
Fuck me.
Lampard, Giggs, I've lost it. Lampard, Yaya, Aguero.
Throws him in the bin. Throws us in the bin.
Sean, Henry, Ronaldo, Gerrard, Kevin De Bruyne, Aguero, Suarez, Lampard, Drogba, Wayne fucking Rooney, 9th. Salah, 10. Luke, Henry, Rooney, KDB, Hazard, Gerrard, Silva, Ronaldo, Terry, Aguero, Suarez. I went Henry, Ronaldo, Rooney, Gerrard, Lampard, Cole, Kevin De Bruyne, Scholes, Shearer, Vieira. Bulbard went Henry, Rooney, Alan Shearer, Gerrard, Lampard, Ronaldo, Scholes, Giggs, Terry, Cantona.
I think that's the worst list.
It's fucking not.
Fucking definitely not one.
Carl's and Alex and Bulb, I think, have picked some questionable ones there. Like, I think Alex possibly is. I don't know, man. There's a few shockers in there.
Yeah, Gerrard number 1.
I think Mike, Alex, and Carl's list are a bit questionable.
And don't forget, Mike changed his list for like 5 players in his list, by the way. So yeah, so imagine what his first list was like.
Did he just swap them round positions or
Mike originally had Suarez, Gerrard, Henry, and then he changed and he put Gerrard first, Henry second, and Suarez third. And I think if we hadn't given him shit in the group, he'd have never changed this. So in my opinion, he's gone Suarez, Gerrard, Henry. So.
Surprised no one went Trent, to be honest with you. I know you cop-outs went with Trent.
Nah, I think Carl did at one point. Carl definitely had
Trent will be in there at the end of his career, like, but maybe
maybe.
Carl definitely had him in at one point, just for a laugh.
Definitely. Is anyone looking back now who no one picked who should have been in there, do you reckon?
So people who I had some notable mentions on the side. So I had Petr Cech, who honestly I considered, and it's so hard to put a keeper in.
Yeah. I don't think that would have been about Chelsea.
Peter Schmeichel I didn't consider. Stam I thought about, but
before my time.
Carvalho.
He was so good in, mate.
Unbelievable. Bergkamp.
I think Bergkamp was definitely considered on mine, and I think this is going to be, if you want to throw a curveball in there for someone who's loyal and had clear skill, scored over 120 goals, give or take, Matt Letizia. I know he's not, if he would have played for the top club, he could have been a whole different list, you know what I mean? But I mean, he's not on my list, clearly, but it's some of the goals he scored and his loyalty and stuff, he probably deserves a mention, like.
Yeah, I think he deserves a mention, but again, way before my time, I couldn't even tell you. I know Tony, for instance, loved Matt Letizia, but I couldn't comment on him too much. Dennis Bergkamp.
Dennis Bergkamp was a consideration for me, to be fair. Again, it's one of them people who's just passed my. I do remember Dennis Bergkamp, and I thought he was unbelievable, but it's just, it's out of his 4, 5, 6 years. The Prem was probably the last 2, 3 was the ones where I started watching football every week. So,
you know what he reminds you of? He's like Bobby Firmino on Steads. Like, he's that number 9 where he links up play perfect. His passion was different level. His skill was different level.
I think he scored the best goal in Premier League history as well for me. That's
Oh,
what changed
100%.
Newcastle. It's just never seen anything like it.
Someone who I absolutely love. I think he's one of the best centre defensive mids of all time.
Makalele.
Claude Makalele.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, man.
You know, I completely forgot about him, but that's not a bad shout at all. He was. What did he say? He named the position after him. That's because he did, didn't he? I was supposed to be in
It's one of those
Makalele
ones,
position,
isn't
wasn't
it? Certain players go unnoticed because of the role they do.
it?
Um, Sol Campbell, David Beckham, Harry Kane, Nemanja Vidic, Kante, Vardy, Van Persie, Van der Sar,
Yep. Is he fucking hell?
Bale.
I mean, he deserves a shout.
Yeah, I think Van Persie was unreal. Just it's just so hard to fit him in. Like if we're doing top 10 strikers in the Prem, then
Yeah, he gets
he's
in there. You know,
definitely in there. But all times hard.
Even Van Nistelrooy, I mean, I know he's just a
Yeah.
goal scorer and like, he's just a box player, but he was consistent for 5 seasons.
Yeah, there's a lot of United strikers. So Van Persie, Van Nistelrooy, Bjork,
Berbatov.
Cole, Berbatov. What a player! I mean, he doesn't
He's
get
so
anywhere
skillful.
near the top 10, but what a
Yeah,
player!
here's a little curveball as well. Someone who bags Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah, Defoe.
Jermaine
Defoe
Defoe.
was good.
Do you know Defoe bad goals, lad? You know the goal scorer, he bad goals.
that's an argument for top 10 strikers.
No,
Never
not like,
Right.
but like I mean, for like goals.
If we're shouting people out, then yeah, he deserves like a little shout out, but he doesn't even get top 50.
Yeah,
What
no,
about Tomasz Rosiński?
class? Like,
Hey,
Yeah.
Canadian
What
wisdom, like,
about Cesc Fabregas?
he was quality, mate. That's why we got one.
Vinny-
When he was 17 at Arsenal, he was outstanding.
Vinny Company,
Robert Perez.
Perez,
Ljungberg.
Ljungberg.
that Invincibles team's good enough on its own.
Yeah, you had to say anyone to 11, couldn't you?
Yeah, Tony Adams.
Hey, even Gilberto, when they brought him in and they had the Invincibles, they only had the Invincibles because of him. He throws him straight in.
You know who else
It
was
made
good?
him unbeatable.
Petit.
Manuel Petit, yeah.
Yeah.
Manuel Petit was good. Seaman. Fowler.
Jarlison.
Richarlison. That's good question.
Hey, Sean, did you really think I put him in, by the way?
You did, yeah. You infuriated me. I was half just thinking, I was going to write a list of things I hate about you. And I thought, and then when Ian said he's reeled it in, I was like, this is gutted. But you know, it's only, you come up with some outrageous stuff. I genuinely did believe it, you know.
That's why I thought
When
he
you
was
said
good.
that,
I know the bad thing about then you listed quite a few players there, and Son didn't even get a mention. And
nah,
Son's a
he's only
baller.
done it 2 seasons, and
But he's a baller though, lad. Even like with
I hate him,
Leverkusen, lad, he was unbelievable. He's an absolute baller.
Yeah, good player, like, but don't like him.
Luka Modric.
Modric, that's a shot. That's a good shot.
Modric, you know.
I
Yeah.
don't think he goes anywhere
Hey.
near.
If we're going there, but look at Gareth Bale for 2 seasons, unplayable.
Yeah. Yeah, Bale was quality the last season or two, Tottenham, like.
But that game against Inter when he scored the answer, and he just he couldn't get near him. He just absolutely run rings around him.
Right.
And two, like, he gets the ball for the halfway line, runs and slots it his left foot.
Maicon got retired that night.
Yeah,
He was gone. He was like, I've had enough of football, mate. I'm done. Are we all done then, lads? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, lads. There were some questionable ones in there, Wendy, but I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, make sure that you like, subscribe to the channel, because more of these podcasts will be dropping weekly for you. And leave a comment below if you want to get involved with your top 10 also. And the socials will be in the description as well. But what are we going for next week, lads? What have we decided on?
All time. Ever.
All time.
All-time players.
All-time players.